to my regular, irregular and new subscribers to my channel. So glad you could join us. Welcome back to our road trip. What a fantastic day. After having made a decent climb and walk, seeing the Churhill horse, we drove on to Avebury. Oh, if you haven't been, I'd suggest you do. How beautiful. Well, we had a good look around, not only at the stones, but also at the village. So just enjoy. And yes, we started at the pub. And who wouldn't? And right across from the pub was the entrance to the first paddock with the stones. But before we check out the stones, we had a quick walk around just to have a look at the houses and just get a little bit of feel of Avebury. So get your walking shoes on, and if you're feeling a bit chilly, grab a coat, but it actually wasn't needed on the day, and come visit Avebury with us. The Avebury monument is vast and consists of several smaller sites of varying dates. The earliest of these, the earthworks, dates between 3400 and 2625 BC. Later additions include a henge and several stone circles. Starting in around the 14th century, locals began dismantling the stone circles for one reason or another: to clear land, to provide material for other building projects, or simply to efface a pagan monument. In 1648, John Aubrey visited the site and found most of the stones still standing or lying nearby. He's reported to have said, "These downs look as if they were sown with great stones, very thick, and in a dusky evening they look like a flock of sheep," from whence it takes its name. One might fancy it to have been the scene where the giants fought with the stones against the gods. I was wonderfully surprised at the sight of those vast stones, of which I had never heard before, as also the mighty bank and graph. I observed in the enclosures some segments of rude circles made with these stones, whence I concluded they had been in old time complete. In the 18th century, William Stukeley visited the site and chronicled the further damage that had been done. In 1872, the banker and Liberal MP Sir John Lubbock bought part of the village and protected the monuments. He later promoted the Ancient Monuments Protection Act 1882 to ensure the British government protected ancient monuments. The parish has 3 grade listed buildings: St James Church, Avebury Manor, and the Great Barn at Manor Farm, northeast of the church. The late 17th century barn has 9 bays under a thatched roof. It was restored in 1978 and is used as a museum by the National Trust. We were quite enchanted by the village itself and enjoyed our walk. The Church of England parish of St James has been described as an archaeologically uncommonly interesting. It was a stone church on this site just west of the prehistoric earthworks in the 10th century. Aisles were added in the 12th century, and the nave walls being pierced by low arches. The aisles were widened in the 15th century, and in 1812 the arches were rebuilt to let in more light, but fragments of the 12th century work remain. The stone font has carvings, which probably from 2 periods. The lower part has an arcade of interesting arches with a somewhat chaotic layout, while the upper decoration has foliage scrolls, 2 serpents or dragons, and a skirted figure which may be St. Michael holding a crozier. In the 1930s, an archaeologist, Alexander Kerler, re-erected many of the fallen stones, partially restoring the circle to its original condition. In 1943, the government took possession of the monument and the village. They are currently administered by the National Trust. In 1986, UNESCO added Avebury, along with Stonehenge, Silbury Hill, and associated local sites to its World Heritage List. What a brilliant day! Not only did we see the chalk horse on Chur Hill, but we visited and learnt a lot here in Avebury. And I can tell you, it is so lovely to look back on this great experience, and we've enjoyed our journey to date. I do hope you'll stay with me and carry on for the rest of the journey, because we're not home yet. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'd love you to leave me a comment. Right, it's time for dinner, and we'll see what the next adventure brings.